I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Men, prepare early. Prepare early. Young men, be observant. Look at older people. Just take a look around old people in your area. I looked at my elder brothers. I didn't want to be like them. I didn't want to be like my elder brothers. I was far, far younger than them. I was the last born and I'm the only one remaining. I didn't want to be like them. So very early, I started planning for today. For those of you who have known me from Aba and who have been listening to my messages, what I am sharing is not new. You can attest to everything I'm saying. I married early because I wanted to use my youthful energy to train my children so that I could rest. I started very early to punish this body to settle the needs of my family. I started private medical practice quite early. At 29, I had opened my own medical practice. From that time, I started to hustle to settle two arms in my family. You must settle your children and you must settle your wife before you settle yourself. In the process of settling your children and settling your wife, you lay the foundation to settle yourself. So very early, I had children, gave them the best education, sent them to the best schools, sent them to Europe, I even sent them to America from Europe to acquire American exposure. So they have American exposure. I sent them to Cape Cod in Massachusetts. I've never been there. I've never been to the United States, but I was thinking, before this jackpot came, I had sent my children, sent them over there at a very tender age. And I had told people I wanted to have a global family. So start early to start building the foundation that you can stand on in old age. Start early. I started settling my wife very early. Number one, give her a sense of responsibility, not a sense of entitlement. I didn't present comfort, I didn't present enjoyment, I didn't present romance to my wife. I presented responsibility. When you present romance, entertainment, you kill the brain of a woman. I told her I want to marry a woman I will grow up with. She was 19, I was 21. And I told her you will read nursing so that you can be the matron of our hospital. Responsibility, not romance. And then I indoctrinated her mind with the principles I wanted in the future. There was a day she signed a check. After we got married, she signed the check. Her signature was irregular because she had just changed her surname to my name. She signed the first check, signature irregular. Signed second check, signature irregular. Sign it now. I say, no. Sign it. If I'm not around, you should be able to sign these checks. And she signed the third one. And it was a Friday, UBA of Bohill, and we are at number 59 Ikotekpene Road. Sign this check, if not, we will die of hunger this weekend. She had to sign it correctly, and she cashed money. Today, she runs our accounts. I don't trouble her, I don't bother, I don't go near the bank and all those accounts. And I settled her, and she's independent. I created a space for her because women like command and control. Throughout the Bible, command and control. From Eve down to Sarah, down to the daughters of Lot, down to Lot's wife, down to Zelophehad's daughters, down to the midwives in Egypt, women like command, down to Moses' mother. There is the positive command and control, and there is the negative one. And so I saw that command and control phenomenon. It's only now that I'm seeing, linking these things up in the Bible. So I gave her, harnessed her energy to command and control a segment of the economy, in fact, a major part of the economy. And she did, and it benefited us. Then when it got to a stage, I needed to settle myself. So I settled myself very well. That's why you can see that I can bring out 7 videos in a day, because I am comfortably taking care of my life without depending on them. So this tetrahedral settlement, you know, the diamond shape, tetrahedral settlement. That's why the diamond is the hardest structure, element. Tetrahedral settlement of your family. Settle your family with God. Let them link up with God. I will always tell my children, the God of your father will do this. And in very difficult circumstances, God has done marvelous things. Then settle the children. Settle your wife. Then settle yourself. Then in between is the community. Then contribute to the community. Then you will see that in old age, you are comfortable. In old age, you can live a respectable life. If you don't settle your children, there will be a problem to you. I was a strict disciplinarian. The doctor, he didn't used to copy notes. I will wrestle and will fall to the ground. My daughter, it's only the 2 last ones they just coupled themselves very well. I was a very strict father. Settle them so that they don't trouble me. I don't have problems with children, and my children don't have problem with me unless you dare to dare me. I'm not your friend. I'm your father. The next thing is that when you settle your wife and she's comfortable, she won't be a burden to you. In fact, my wife is not a burden to me. In fact, she can live independently of me. I knew I was going to be an only child remaining. And so I didn't want a situation, if anything happened to me, that my wife would be vulnerable. I settled her, empowered her, so I can leave her alone and stay on my own, and she's comfortable and things are running. Then I settled myself. Listen, men, old age. When I visit old people, you will see the old house, the old furniture, the old decorations, no electricity sometimes, the place is damp, the place, I visited 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 old men who have raised prominent children. I told myself, it will never be like that with me. I will not depend on children to live a good life. Never. Start early. Because once you cross 60, the body is not the same again. It's not the same again. The body is not the same again, and you cannot hustle some of the hustling. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Subscribe to this channel. You are doing good. This is one of the fastest growing channels. YouTube sent a message to us that is growing very fast. Subscribe to this channel, help share the videos, and then send a message to me on +234 705213 6763. It's a rare privilege for me to talk with you. I receive calls. This phone is like a police station in a neighborhood that has problems. I receive phone calls and I talk with people, I share with people. Sometimes I even call them. It gives me joy because it's a commitment I made to the Lord. God bless you.